Nikon has announced the D850. So the early leaks were accurate, and Nikon's latest DSLR looks like an excellent offering and decent upgrade from the D810. It offers a 45 megapixel backside illuminated CMOS sensor. Now, Sony's been using this type of sensor for a few generations in their mirrorless cameras, and it allows for much better low light performance. D850 is capable of 7 frames per second, 9 when you attach the optional battery grip. For comparison, the Canon 5D Mark IV does 7 frames per second at 30 megapixels. The Nikon D5 does 12 frames per second at 20 megapixels. Now, speaking of the D5, the 850 focusing system borrows heavily from that. It's basically identical, with 153 AF points, 99 cross-type sensors, those are the highly accurate ones, and of course you've got a host of really capable AF tracking system. That low light focusing now is upgraded to a -4 EV. That's excellent. The D810, while rated decently, never actually performed great in real world. Let's hope the real world performance of the D850 matches up with these specs. So we should have excellent image quality. I mean, Nikon has already been providing excellent image quality. That hasn't been a complaint from those cameras. And also very good dynamic range across the ISO. So this move to backside illuminated sensor, it should noticeably improve. Pair that with 7 frames per second in the D5's AF system. This makes a very attractive and very capable camera from everything from sports and wildlife to portraits and landscapes. On the video side of things, the D850 offers full frame 4K recording, no crop like the Canon 5D Mark IV, and you have that up to 30 frames per second, not 60 like you have in something like the GH5. But borrowing from mirrorless cameras like the GH5, we've got focus peaking, but that's limited to 1080p, and I'm curious what causes this limitation. Nikon doesn't have higher-end cinema cameras that they want to protect, like Canon. So does that mean this focus peaking limitation is not artificial, but rather a processing power issue? Also at 1080, you do get digital stabilization, which many people don't really care for, but it's nice to have that option in there when you really want to run and gun and not worry about post-processing your video. And they're going to offer highlight warnings. Though disappointingly, this whole video system, I think, in my case, in my opinion, is hampered some by the live view focusing system, still using the older contrast detection that just Nikon has offered in this DSLRs, and it's not really something I recommend to use while recording. Now, many serious videographers still rely on manual focus, but Canon, with their smooth dual pixel AF, is certainly something that I do think serious videographers can rely on during video without worrying, not so much on Nikon. However, Nikon continues to lead with their intervalometer options in camera. You can shoot up to 8K video. You do have to process those on the computer. And you can do this silently through their electronic shutter. This is excellent for shooting time lapses. You can avoid wearing out the shutter mechanism if you frequently like or plan to use the camera to shoot time lapses. This is also fantastic for battery life. You can create 4K video time lapses in camera, but 8K created outside. The body looks to me like a grown-up D500 offering a 3.2-inch tilting touchscreen, fully touch. Menus are now operational through the touchscreen. Prior, they weren't in many of the Nikon cameras. You've got dual card slots. One is the fast XQD and the second is a standard SD slot. You've got your mic and headphone jack. You also have updated Snap Bridge for control and sharing of images. Snap Bridge is a bit controversial these days. I think they've really made some improvements. It's much better than it was. It could still be even better. But if you want even better, even faster, they do offer a Wi-Fi adapter for that faster transfer. I think that's going to be mostly useful for the serious sports photographers that need to share images immediately from or during events. The D850 also offers those illuminated buttons like the D500. And as someone who has just returned from teaching an astrophotography workshop in Joshua Tree, I love the softly lit buttons. It just makes the camera that much easier to operate in low light conditions. It's shipping September 7th. It's right around the corner for $3,296. Pre-orders are live now at B&H Photo. Hey, if you plan to pre-order, I ask that you use those links right down below this video. It costs you nothing extra and supports what we do here at PhotoRec TV. What do you think about the D850? It certainly seems, in my opinion, like a solid upgrade from the D810, providing a host of options that are going to make this camera very capable in a variety of situations: wedding photographer, sports photographer, portraits, landscapes. It's going to cover the gamut. I'm impressed. What other features or feature would you like to see added? And if you had your choice, Canon 5D Mark IV, Nikon D850, or this unreleased, unannounced, but coming sometime in the next year, matched up against these cameras, the Sony A7R Mark III, or something else? Leave that in the comments right down below. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you found this useful, thumbs down if you didn't. And if you want to be notified when I publish my full review of the Nikon D850, push that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.